Hey guys, it's your producer Diana here, just with a quick intro for this episode. So this is our second Paralogue episode, like we did in episode 13 with Reagan's backstory, and this one focuses on Brika and features a special guest, Lauren Alexa. I'll talk a bit more about her at the break, but I just wanted to give you a heads up on what this is, and then next week we will be back into the main part of the podcast with the Von Tepler Masquerade. I really hope you guys enjoy this one. I think it's really, really fun.
So, normally I would go on some long recounting of what happened last session, or I would try and say something poignant and thematically rich and hope that it paid off by the end of the session. But today's not really a day for themes and great lore-rich things. Today is just a regular day in Celosia. For those of you who do not know, Celosia is a recently established, relatively recently established city within the Grand Duchy of the Sadan Desert. The Sadan Desert being in the central Aminor Empire, which is ruled by the Grand Duchess Narcissus. Celosia is an interesting city as it is a grand undertaking by the Grand Duchess. The goal has been to establish a new capital within the desert, specifically along the coastline, to facilitate trade, economic growth, as well as grant Narcissus a seat of power. All these things are relatively well known. The various denizens of Celosia, for the most part, do not interact with the high and the mighty. For the most part, the denizens of Celosia prefer to keep to themselves and their immediate familial units, as the city is constantly churning, constantly changing. Great spires and constructions are being raised it feels like every week, some new grand wonder as Narcissus continues to empty her seemingly limitless treasury into what some have called a bloated vanity project, what others have called the future of the Sadan Desert, and what some simply shake their heads, spit on the ground at, and mutter, "Bah!" While everyone seems to have an opinion of the great structures that are raised within Celosia, fewer have informed opinions about the ones who do the actual construction. Within Celosia, there is a large community of kobolds. While kobolds have a generally poor reputation in much of Aminor, within Celosia, they have proven invaluable as builders. Unlike the dwarves, who tend to dig deep and deeper, often at their own folly through the various places of the world, kobolds tend to build out in the open. And kobold artisans and architects have been largely responsible for the construction of this city thus far. However, even as this happens, even as cities are built and expanded upon, even the steady hands of a kobold mason can occasionally have an accident. And today is one such day. It's been a very busy day at the construction union where the kobolds generally run things through, where a relatively young, sort of a rising star within the Kobold Construction Union has just finished essentially fixing out a recent collapse of one of the grander spires, a great sweeping archway which, should ever be completed, would be quite grand, sweeping over the entire artificially constructed inlet which houses the harbor of Celosia. However, once again, the great archway collapsed. No one's quite sure why. Everyone's trying to figure it out. But regardless, it is on this day that a young kobold named Isk Cha, who is, at this point, no older than 27, returns home from a long, long day of work. Isk is the eldest son of the Cha family, and he is considered by many to be sort of the de facto patriarch after the death of his father, Frizik Cha, who died in a workplace accident, again with the Kobold Construction Union. And ever since then, Isk Cha has taken up the mantle of his family and worked to provide for them. It is on this day, as he comes back, that he is, as usual, greeted by a cacophony of sound and a little bit of fury. The Cha household, after all, is home to currently no fewer than, let me make sure I have my numbers right, 13 discrete Chas as of now.
Wow.
Isk to his...
Zero, Noni says it's my turn on the Xbox!
Thankfully, there are no Xboxes in Celosia. There's only Gamer Fuel and Gamers. And the wars fought over them.
It is a giant box with an X on top of it.
But Isk steps in and he is accosted by the sights and sounds of the various members of the Cha family. And if everyone can sort of go through and give their name, description, and what they are doing that is causing a ruckus right now, that would be greatly appreciated.
So I'm your cool cousin Zirid Cha. No, you're Zirid.
We've already fucked it up.
The podcast is over.
Try again.
Right.
Try
I'm
again.
Kisk. It's me, Kisk. I don't sound like this, but my throat kind of hurts, so I'm going to stick to that voice in the diegesis only. And if that's okay with Zirid, I'm currently fighting with Zirid over something in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Some shared resource, perhaps a box of some kind, or...
The box full of X's.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like...
It's a kiss box.
Aww.
Rocks.
With all the X's.
Eh.
And what does Kisk Cha look like?
She is a yellow kobold. She has kind of a longer face and kind of a wider jaw than our Brika design. But other than that, she's got some tattoos like on her tail and on her wrists and neck that Noni hates. Noni being the matriarch of the family, for those who are uninitiated.
We'll get to Noni, don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't you
And
worry.
she has a bit of a wrap around her, the base of her horns. The tips are sticking out of it. Just for, fashion.
Fashion.
Yeah.
How old is she?
20?
I think 23
Okay.
is how the math
1 year older
works
than
out.
Reagan. Got it. So she's 23.
Reagan currently does not exist.
Yeah, Reagan's not
Yeah,
even
this is
born
before
yet.
she was
Aw.
born.
Wow.
Yeah.
So technically, I think that means that age
Age does not matter because time has
Since-
not been invented.
Well, if Reagan doesn't exist, then you can't have any metric to
Ages
measure
by.
ages.
So,
Therefore,
so Kisk is eternal Montague.
Sure.
But yeah, she's like 23 and she is a monk, but not in the monastic sense, more in the stats and combat sense.
Okay.
And she also has a boyfriend that Noni hates.
What a rebel.
I don't know his name or anything about him except that he's an adventurer. But I know I would do anything for him. So fuck off, Noni.
You know, talk to Noni like that? Whoa.
dang.
Anyway,
That was
Zirid has Kisk's diary, probably. I don't know.
all right.
Oh.
If we're fighting over something.
Yeah, we could do that.
Give me back my fucking journal!
And who is Kisk currently yelling at? If you could describe yourself.
That would be Zirid Cha, who is, I believe, 16?
Yeah,
at
like
this
16,
point,
17, around thereabouts.
16, 17. Zirid is the only winged Cha.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
He is a rust-colored kobold, but he does paint his wings. He sort of dyes them, and like most of his exposed scales, he tries to make them black.
He's in his goth phase.
Well, he's a rebellious teen, and he's trying to look real cool for his friends.
I love him already.
God, aren't we all?
So, yeah, I think he wears his horns, just out in the open. No particular fashion to it. I'm imagining him as, like, an anime delinquent, definitely.
As one does, as one imagines.
Yeah. That's, if he could get a shirt with a skull on it, he's probably wearing it.
Sure. I think that because money's kind of tight in the Cha household, I don't think that he has one, like... I don't think that he has, like a well-made one, but I think maybe he made himself a...
Yeah, like pinned a skull onto an existing shirt.
Like cut up a pillowcase.
Like he can sew just well enough to do that.
Like, Noni said we could get rid of this towel, so I'm gonna make a skull out of it.
Yeah.
I'm very mature, but that looks dumb as fuck.
It's like a little off color. Like, it's not like a full bleached white. It's like, it's like,
Yeah.
And it's got, like, the terry cloth texture.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but, like, you know what? He's working it. He's doing his best.
Lauren,
he can
do
make
you want
it
to go
happen.
first, or shall I?
Oh, let me go first. Let's go ahead and try this. Okay, so I am Zilla Cha. I am 11 years old, and currently I am taking the bow from my crossbow, and I'm under a table digging into it, just marking down one more day till I can leave this house.
oh man.
Oh my god, I love her.
I'm probably wearing hand-me-downs from Zirid because don't ever tell him, but he's kind of my idol, but he's also dumb, so it's fine.
It's true. I understand.
And I'm a fighter, and that's all I know for now.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, this is a lot of bad seeds. It feels like. You know, we have.
You're not wrong.
I am a responsible adult. Just because I have tattoos and a boyfriend that Noni doesn't like. Noni doesn't like anybody.
Noni doesn't like anybody.
Well, except me, because I was perfect until, I don't know, a year ago when...
Oh, man.
When you started dating that bad scale.
Yeah, what the fuck is his name? I should probably...
Lako Vim!
Oh.
Laco?
Lako Vim. I'll send you the spelling. And according to the notes, to pull back a little bit, this is, like, every character here is from a list of 42, I think it was 42 Chas?
It's 42 discrete Chas.
42 discrete Chas that I built for Julia, to flesh out Brika's family life.
Enrich the backstory.
You say built for me, like I asked.
You don't have to ask for a gift, Julia.
I gave you 3 Chas, and you said I can make an entire family.
What if I made 40
What if
or
I made
39
40?
more?
42 discrete Chas.
Anyway.
Um,
Until I started dating Laco, I was the perfect child, okay? But Noni hates everyone.
Speaking of people who Noni hates, Katie, do you want to describe your character?
Okay. Physic Cha is a much older kobold. He is mud-colored. Just really weathered scales from years in the sun and the sand and the grit. He wears, like, a really old, ratty, I forgot the word for the name of the fabric, but scarf kind of thing.
Like burlap. Like burlap.
Yeah, kind of a burlap thing that he
I
pulls
just
over
guessed.
his mouth to keep the sand out. And he has, at all times, little, like, a belt with, like, little cages and things and kind of creepy crawlies all about him all the time.
Uncle Physic's always been weird.
He's 61 years old, and Noni is not fond of him.
Now, as you all have mentioned her, I do think it's worth mentioning that as all of these Chas are flitting about and causing all kinds of havoc, including some others that we have not gotten to, Azad Cha, Pico Cha, we have Zirid, Lizid, and Bako, and many other Chas. All of these characters, all these Chas, most of them relatively young, are swirling around the matriarch of the family, Noni Cha. Noni is a weathered kobold. She is probably at this point, I believe she's around let's see, if Brika's one, she'd be around like 62, 63, thereabouts. She is sort of just like sitting in her rocking chair, just squinting at everyone as they go about. And while they do this, she is currently sewing some kind of pattern into some fabric, and her eyes kind of like dart over to her eldest son Isk, who has come back from another long day in the working around large falling rocks. And she says, "Isk, where have you been?"
I love her.
And Isk just sort of just kind of like shrugs a bit, and he says, "Noni, I was just making sure that nobody died. 3 people did, but we saved some more. So I'm sorry that I am late for dinner." And she says, "Bah!" And then she goes back to her sewing.
That's rough, Isk.
Yes, it is rough. But, you know, it is the work we have, so it is the work we will do. And he kind of like looks around for a minute. Looks around again.
Uh-oh.
And he says, "Kisk,
Yeah?
where is Brika?"
I would like to roll for where is Brika.
Roll a perception check.
Alright. Do I have to contest with baby Brika?
I know what you have to beat, don't worry.
Okay. I got a modified 20, a dirty 20.
Okay. So as you look around, you realize not where Brika is, but where Brika is not, and where Brika is not is here. And there is sort of a moment of, oh, well, that's weird. Because the thing is, Brika's supposed to be here, because right now, Brika is 1 year old.
Real quick, how am I related to Isk?
Isk is your older brother. Isk is, so...
Okay, so I am Brika's aunt.
Yes.
Like, okay.
Yeah, so of the 3 characters here, Noni is all of your mother. You just call her Noni because it just sort of stuck.
Zilla too?
Zilla... Well, no, the only one who doesn't call Noni is Physic. But Zilla is also, yes, a daughter of Noni.
Okay, so we are all Noni's children.
Wait, I thought some of us were
grandchildren.
No.
Okay.
So Brika is the eldest grandchild.
Okay.
And Brika is
so we are all siblings.
So
Beautiful.
So we have 3 siblings and a terrible uncle.
I'm the grunkle you always deserved.
So listen, bro. There is a perfectly reasonable explanation for where Brika is.
You only call me bro when you are fucked up. Where is my daughter?
She lost the baby! You lost the baby! I told you to watch the baby!
Why was I supposed to watch the baby? Who would trust me to watch a baby?
I would trust you to... Oh my god.
Bah! This is why we don't trust the children with the baby.
Shut up, Uncle Physic!
Noni is just rocking back and forth, just like looking at everything that's happening right now. Eyes still like just squinting at everyone.
Bro, it's going to be fine. I'm going to go get her right now. Don't even worry about it. And I would like to run out of the room to go find baby Brika.
What? Hold up! And then you're already running out of the room.
She's just a baby. She couldn't have gotten far.
That is not how Brika works. You know this.
So is Brika's mom around?
Sinon is not in right now.
No, but she's like around. Like she has not left. She lives here.
She has not left yet.
All right. Okay. So. Okay. All right. Time to find. Okay, Brika, I need you to be cool wherever you are, And then she was right here. And Kisk is gonna, pull back a curtain or something. And
So, Kisk, where are you searching right now in the house?
So I don't have a great. We were in the living room just now.
Yeah. So that's pretty simple. It's think of it as there's the living room, there's the kitchen, and then there's kind of wherever people can find places to sleep. In a couple little rooms. It's not a huge house.
Okay. But it's a couple. Okay. So,
over the following years, it
expands.
It expands as the
we're construction workers after all.
Yeah, we have to go from 13 to 30 to 42 chas.
To 42 at some point.
There's got to be some expansion.
I will do my part. Anyway, I will start in the kitchen.
So you're looking in the kitchen. Where are the rest of y'all? What are the rest of y'all doing?
I have a question about my ability.
Okay.
Can I use my various things outside of battle for non-combat purposes?
It depends on what you are trying to do with them. It will,
for example, drop a centipede under a piece of furniture to see if it scares a baby out.
You can if
we lost a baby. Let's try centipede.
You can.
This is why Noni doesn't love you, Uncle Physic.
If you do that, you will be using your guaranteed centipede.
Okay, all right, never mind. Then
I
will do that because I don't know what'll come up next.
That is the only caveat. You can always try and random roll, but no, there
are too many very dangerous things in the random rolls.
Mostly no.
I'm gonna. Can I talk to Noni?
Sure. I mean, so you're gonna talk to Noni. Sorry, there are a lot of chas. Remind me of your names.
Goddamn chas. And Kisk.
So Diana is Kisk Cha. Lauren, you're Zilla Cha.
Yes.
And then Zirid Cha is
Julia.
Yes.
And then our no good, dirty, rotten Uncle Fizik.
Oh, we all know Fizik.
We love you, Uncle Fizik.
Don't lie to me,
Just
child.
Noni doesn't.
We love you, we just don't like you and want you to never be around.
We wish you hadn't moved in, I know.
Did he move in, or was he just always here?
God only knows.
Oh, no. Physic Cha is, in my mind, and this, since Katie's one playing, this is up to some interpretation. I sort of built him and have always pictured him as, a consummate huckster. Very
Uncle
much
Stan.
Always has some kind of grift or scheme going on.
Like a Grunkle Stan kind of thing.
Yes, a Grunkle Stan.
Sort of, but less of the if
Less of the affability.
yeah, and less of because Grunkle Stan still managed to do succeed at things.
The definition of success is all what you make of it.
It's really not, Uncle Fizik. Anyway.
So what are the others doing?
Zilla has taken that same bow and turned it around because she's not a monster to the feather part and is just kind of whisking it under furniture, saying, "Baby, come out! Baby, come out!"
Okay.
Zirid has taken this opportunity, as he will take any opportunity, to take to the sky and, fly all of 2 feet off of the ground.
Get down from up there!
I guess
You don't know, she could be, I might have a better view from here.
We don't have a chandelier.
I guess my question is, do you how do you think we definitely established this, how do you but kobolds with wings in this world is sort of an evolutionary throwback or
like a vestigial tail.
Yeah, except it works.
Yeah.
So my question
non-vestigial
is
yes.
what do you think that Zirid always had wings, or that they recently came in?
Ooh.
Or has he always had them and they've only recently become useful?
Functional.
Yeah.
That I think that probably he has always had wings, but
Itty bitty baby wings.
yeah, that I think it is only now that he has
Hit puberty.
pretty much grown into almost his mature full size that the wings are balanced enough that he can actually use them. I think probably until a year or two ago he could probably get one or two flaps in and be like, "Yo, I'm up," and then would have to land.
and we would laugh and laugh.
Now he can actually like go places.
But now he can actually fly.
It's like getting a driver's license in a car when you're like 16.
Yes. Unlimited
out
power.
of control.
So, alright, so we have...
So he's definitely gonna, like, fly towards the bedrooms, you know, just to keep an eye out from the sky.
So like, just slowly drift up the stairs.
Well, I don't know, do we have a second floor?
Oh, I don't think we do.
So one thing that I'm learning about the Chas, because a lot of this is, like, figuring out, like, who these particular Chas are.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm learning about these Chas are, they are, not only generally kind of, like, rowdy, rambunctious, like, you know, a little chaotic, they're also very, very competitive. Because as soon as Kiskcha was like, I will find Brika, don't worry. Everyone just like burst into motion, going like, well, no, I'll find Brika. Yeah, a feather, use a feather. Oh, you use a feather? I can fly. Look at me with the wings. I don't even need feathers.
Sibling rivalry.
I think part of it is not just you know, being competitive, but as soon as Isk reminds everybody, like, no, you know how Brika is.
Everyone remembers, everyone
right.
Get up.
We gotta go find this baby before something explodes.
Where's this baby?
Babe, can you do the baby Brika voice?
Please.
Baby Brika.
Yeah. Okay.
Baby Brika.
Thank you. It brings me so much joy.
So, as like everyone sort of just like bursts into motion, Isk just kind of like sighs a bit and starts like rubbing his temples. As he is like very like this has happened before. Brika has like snuck away before. But this is like a particular like cocktail of like idiot savant Chas who are all like trying to find her right now.
Wait, are you telling me I could have played idiot savant Cha? You didn't have it on the list.
No. That's a second cousin Cha of the
Gotcha. The branch family. I
the
gotcha.
Al-Farouk Chas. But as you all sort of like are jerking through, so you already rolled a perception check.
In the other room that we were in, yes.
So you do not see Brika anywhere. I think what you do see is out the window. You see that there is a familiar figure, another one of the Chas, your sibling, who is your clutchmate actually. Your only clutchmate, Tamki Cha, who is, as he always is, this time of the day, sitting on the porch, in his favorite chair.
Tamki!
Tamki kind of like very slowly turns his head, blinking his eyes, and he says, "Plums?"
What?
You seen Brika? And then she just kind of like nods her head and yes, and then shakes it no to indicate, hey, yes or no.
She kind of looks at you and he says, "Plums."
Can I roll insight to see if I understand if that's an affirmative plums?
Sure. And just, you know, for those of you who do not know, Tamki Cha is the second eldest child, and he joined the construction union at 17 to help out with the family. But 3 years into his tenure there was an accident. He was hit by falling rocks, as most kobolds are. He has never really recovered, and he spends most of his days tending to the family's small, modest garden. And for some reason, the only word that he can say now is plums.
Aww.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got a 23.
Okay. It seems like he is. It seems like he's not really understanding what you're asking him right now.
Okay.
Just like he's kind of just, you know, sitting in his chair,
Yeah.
like looking out, you know, like over the small garden. The rest of you, let's see, Zila. As you start like shaking the feather of the crossbow bolt like around, trying to shake a baby out of there. You hear a hiss coming from like underneath, and a Noni's pet, which sort of like hisses and like jumps out away from you, and it is, the only way to describe it is, it is something of a cross between a cat and a snake. It is like very windy and spirally in the like
A snap.
in the midriff, but it has very like sort of stubby little legs, but it has like a very like a feline-ish face, with like sort of like scales over the nose, the snout, and the eyes, and then like sort of fur like flaring out in tufts, in different clumps, like all along its body, like out from under the scales, and it has like snake eyes, and it just goes.
S word. I don't. And then she just
Don't curse in front of Noni.
And then she just backs away. I hate that stupid thing.
It hisses as you say that, a little bit of venom like dripping from its mouth because it is venomous.
Oh my goodness.
To which Noni just kind of like clucks her tongue a bit, just and it just like sort of, it kind of like, it doesn't like sprint over to her, but it kind of like saunters over to Noni, like keeping you in its eyesight, and then hops up into her lap, and Noni starts petting it and says, Zila, why don't you like him?
Do you really need to ask me why, Noni? And Zilla just locks on, like does not blink, just keeps eye contact with this demonic little thing, and just gets angrier and angrier, but stiller and stiller.
It matches the eye contact, and every now and then just kind of like a little, and like the scales kind of like fan out a bit, as it does, just. And Noni.
I'm kind of imagining like a long, small tooth.
Now
more
it's
fur,
cute.
and it has
Like
fangs.
fur tufts.
And it
I
has
like
fangs. Noni just kind of shushes it and starts like scratching like up underneath the back of one of the tufts, and it keeps hissing, but like a contented hiss. If that makes sense. And Noni just kind of like shakes her head and just sort of sighs. Let's see, Zirid, you are trying to fly like up and get like a better vantage point. I'm gonna say that's sort of like I think that's the.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. So what are you, like, what's your plan here?
The baby plan?
Yeah, to find the baby. What's your plan?
Look.
Show off.
Just kind of like looking, maybe like lifting bed sheets and seeing if the baby is under there, and then dropping them in a heap.
Oh my god. I love him.
Alright, make an investigation check.
Okay.
Your investigation's -1.
Then I got an 8.
You told me to make you a dumbass.
I know. It just shaking bed sheets. Brika. No. Brika. No.
Probably throws Brika in one of the bed sheets, and now she's lost again.
Brika. No. She's not here.
Well, Brika's dead.
I'll give up.
We have to make a new baby.
Listen, maybe she went to a nicer home. I don't know.
Could be anything, honestly. Alright, so that's you.
That's me with my 8.
I like it. And Physic, what are you... You said you were going to go talk to Noni.
Yes. Physic walks up to Noni, kind of crosses his arms, and says...
She glares at you.
Yeah.
Noni's not a fan.
I know, but... You see everything that happens in this room. Did you see where the baby went?
And can she see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Her eyes somehow narrow a little bit more from where they already were.
Narrow my eyes right back at her.
And she says, no, but I saw you going through E6 wallet.
Oh, she got you!
He doesn't say anything. He's not gonna dignify her with a response.
Oh, the silent treatment, Oh yes, your favorite.
So you're just going to sit here with your snake and not help us find her grandchild?
It's a snat?
It's her granddaughter?
Yeah. Brika is her grandchild. Her granddaughter, yes.
And it's called a snat.
And you're just going to sit here with your little snat and not help us find your grandchild? Really, Noni? Really, whatever you... Fuck. Fuck you! I can't think of a name.
Oh, she has a name. But I think
it's a good name.
I think she's asserted long enough ago that, like, you call her what she says you call her.
Which right now is layabout.
Noni just, like, stares at you for a second, and you... well, actually, I have to roll an attack. You just feel like there is sort of a blur of motion, and then you just feel like knuckles rapping against your snout, and just... and then Noni's just, like, back in a rocking chair, just back and forth, and she says, tell me, what exactly help would I be when there are already so many people running around, flying around, and what? One old woman is going to make a difference? Who is going to watch the young ones? And she gestures over at some of the other, younger kobolds, some of, Zila's siblings. It's like, oh yes, let us go send every single child out into the city where no one knows what could happen. Oh yes, very smart, Physic. This is why you were always the brains of the family. Oh wait, no, you are not. That was me. Noni does not like Physic.
Physic just turns and walks away.
Oh yes, walk away. You are very good at that.
And Noni is older than Physic?
No.
No?
No. Noni is, I believe, 6 years younger.
Okay. He's not gonna rise to her bait anymore and just gonna walk away. He's gonna steam about it, but he's not gonna rise to her bait and give her the pleasure.
Can Zila try to trip Physic as he's walking away?
Oh my god.
Make me a sleight of hand
this
check.
old man.
Okay, so that would be dexterity, right? I got a 23.
Okay, so make me a
Rip Katie.
dexterity saving throw.
I'm not gonna contest it because I'm gonna take the fall anyway, just to make her kind of cheer her up, make her happy.
Well, I think the question is, would you have noticed it happening?
Okay, then I'll roll to see that.
Well, what's your passive perception?
Bad. 9.
9? Then yeah, I don't think you would have noticed it.
All right,
happening.
then fine. It's a legitimate fall. This might as well happen.
So Physic, you are tripped. You fall to the ground, and you just sort of lie there the remainder of the session, I guess.
Snout down, like...
Well, I had a good run.
Take me away, boys.
You know, I used to say always bet on Physic Cha, but I realize now it may have been a poor bet.
Sucks to be them.
I have the money.
The house always wins.
As he hits the floor, Zilla looks to Noni for, like, a little bit of approval, but also, like, I don't need it. Right?
Noni snickers a little bit. To which, as everyone's kind of, like, scrambling around, chaos ensuing, Finally, Isk just finishes rubbing his temples, because all this happened like very quickly, and Isk says, "Okay, here is the plan." And everyone, and he just sort of like looks at whoever is still in the room, but assumes that everyone can hear him.
I think Kisk probably, when she hears him say that, just darts back in.
Does she trip over Physic?
Zirid, I think, probably leans into the room. Probably a bedsheet still tangled over, probably.
She's not in this one.
a little like Kobold Ghost vibe.
Yeah, just over the horns.
Very spooky.
Isk kind of just like looks at all of you, and he says, "Okay, here is what we are going to do. I am going to go and round up whoever is off duty, and I'm going to promise them a nice hearty meal if they help us find Brika. As for the rest of you," and he gestures to like the room in general, but specifically you four, "I was hoping that you would at least be able to keep an eye on her. But since you cannot do that, I would ask that you search the neighborhood. She could not have gotten far unless she has been gone all day."
Was she gone all day?
I don't know. Was she gone all day? I have been working to provide for this family.
Andrew, I have a character voice now. You know that was me, Diana.
I know, but it was funnier. It was funnier to respond to.
It was funnier.
Can we all roll to remember when the last time we saw
I would like to.
Yeah, everybody roll a history check.
That was a natural one.
Physic, it takes you a minute to remember who Brika is.
I spent all day irritating my pet skunk. Like, what do you expect?
I got another dirty 20.
I got a 17.
I got a 2.
I think this tracks with the fact that apparently we were supposed to be watching her.
I guess.
So you don't remember who Brika is for a minute, Physic? You're like Brika. Which one is Brika the one who writes the poetry? I don't remember. I'm terrible. Hey! He's getting more Italian by the moment. Zila, you do not remember. You remember Brika was eating breakfast. And shortly thereafter, you had something had pissed you off, and you had sort of like stormed off to go plan your someday escape into the wider world. And I think that like what you remember was you have like a sort of a running idea of like someday I'm gonna get out of this. I'm gonna get out of this family and this house. I'm gonna make it. And so you like covertly like stockpile like sheets to tie, even though it's the first floor, to like as like a sign of rebellion to tie them together to climb out.
It's a rite of passage.
Zirid, you remember that around lunchtime, like early afternoon, you remember Brika had been getting into the sheets, and you weren't exactly sure why. That's sort of why you would have gone over there in the first place. Whereas Kisk, you sort of like have a moment of, you remember Brika was over there, and you remember that she was playing with a bunch of sheets, and then something sort of clicks in your mind, and you look, and you like sort of poke your head out, and you notice that Pamki, your brother, was looking at looking kind of at you, a little confused. And you realize he wasn't confused what you were saying. He was confused by why you could not see it because you were still like looking out from the house. But he was confused as to why, coming from a window, there was a small little like rope of sheets tied together coming out of a first floor window, which a normal kobold could hop out of pretty easily, but a baby kobold probably would need a sheet rope to get down.
Need a little help. Son of a... I know where she went out! And he's just kind of like... I think she's going to, grab Isk, bring him to the window, show him, I figured it out. I'm going to go that way and find Brika. It's going to be A-okay. Okay. And she's off. She's out the window.
So if you're bolting, I think that Isk just kind of goes like, no, can someone please go after her and make sure she does not get into any more trouble?
I'm the responsible one.
Okay, no one's going. It's fine then. I will go. And then look at my daughter.
I'll go. Gosh, you expect so much of me.
Oh, I expect so much.
go outside
I'm
here.
so sorry,
You have
Ziri.
street
You live
smart,
in the
Ziri.
house I pay
You
for.
can
You eat the
fly,
food I put on the
Ziri.
table. I ask so much for you to make sure my infant daughter is not dead. I ask so much.
I didn't know I was supposed to be watching the baby.
Then what do you think you do with babies?
I let Kisk watch them.
Well, apparently that didn't work.
I'll go. Goodbye. He jumps out the window and flies.
Just
Physic
deuces.
Physic just walks up to Isk, pats him on the shoulder, drops a few coins in his hand, and follows the kids.
Wait, he sees. Why did you have my money?
He's already gone.
And then Zila comes from behind, just muttering under her breath, just like slowly, angrily walking out the window. He's not fair. Little 1-year-old have my dream of leaving house before me. Why is she special? This is dumb. This is so dumb.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. So, here we are, out in the great city of Salosia. It is
I think
it's a little...
Kisk has just started asking everyone she sees. I imagine we kind of know our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Have you seen Brika? Just
roll me an investigation check.
Sure.
Actually, investigation or just like a general charisma check, whichever one you'd prefer.
I'm gonna stick with investigation because my charisma is garbage because all Chas have bad Cha stats. Okay, investigation. I got 13. Working man's 13.
Working man's 13. Got it. So, as you're kind of like looking through, most people sort of say no. The few who like sort of know you a little better, they seem a little concerned. But a few, there's more than one who are just like, oh, this again. Okay, all right.
Yep, same shit, different day.
You should put a bell on that kid.
I tried. Her sleight of hand score is incredible.
Can everybody roll me a perception check?
Well, I'm gonna get a new
shit.
dice.
I got a nat 20.
Hey,
I got a 6.
Kisk got the 9.
Zila got a 5.
Hey.
I
I
feel
started to
better.
panic a little.
Zerd is doing great because he's, bird's eye.
No,
I can see all of Solosia from here.
it all sucks. Ugh. No, actually, so like that actually is what I think happens is like, well, Kisk is like running around like have you seen this Brika? Have you seen this Brika? Zira just sort of like sighs a bit and like so just flaps his wings once, twice, 3 times, and then just starts to like pick up. And as he's like looking around, like, okay, where is the baby? Where is the baby? You sort of like there's a moment where you can just make out like some red scales, a few blocks to the south.
He calls down to whichever of his family members can hear and says, "Baby spotted!"
Which way?
Speak
Give
up!
me a direction.
Which direction am I pointing them in, Andrew?
South.
Head south!
I'm on the case, and Kisk is going to dash that way.
All right. What do the rest of y'all do?
Physic follows at his own time.
Yeah, I can
What-
go 80 feet per
Yeah.
round right now.
What pace is physics own time?
Speed of 30
for my
feet.
purposes.
It's 30 feet normal movement speed, but he's not gonna run.
All right. So he's not running.
He's got a bad hip.
It gets a bad hip, a
from
bad
that
knee.
one time.
It is when I fell off the scaffolding.
Now, what about Zilla? What's Zilla's
Zilla
time?
is, I guess,
Somewhere-
jogging. Her shoulders are limp as the bow drags the ground, and her face, like her chin, is facing upward in a constant eye roll, and she's just sighing the whole way.
Everything is so difficult.
mechanically speaking, Andrew, I would say she is also dashing.
Yeah. Okay. So
But-
so Kisk is definitely the fastest. Because
Yeah.
monk.
Mhm.
And Zira, are you just following along?
Yeah, Zerd has a flying speed.
Yeah, actually, do I have
30
Step of
feet.
the Wind
You have
at level 3?
yes. It does
I
cost
do.
a key point.
Yeah, okay, I'll save it. We're good.
Okay. Sure.
So we have to fight a boss.
Well, I don't want us to I don't want to lose everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Zilla's 11.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm
Yes.
fine.
And physic
Old.
is old.
And physic is old.
And last time I left Zirin in charge of watching the baby.
I didn't know I was supposed to watch the baby.
Then what did you think I meant when I said watch the baby?
I thought you were talking about something.
Thought you were talking about another baby. Well, where's that baby? I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Could
You're
be
talking
anywhere.
about my pet skunk.
Nobody wants to watch that thing.
So as the Chas begin to move, let's see what happens.
Maybe I like playing bratty siblings with you.
Thanks. I'm tapping into my middle school student experiences.
Yes, I love that.
Just like, yes. What are the worst children I have to work with?
And if it makes you feel any better, this was all probably Kiss's fault.
Oh.
Listen, no one can contend with Brika. It's nobody's fault.
She's just too damn sneaky.
There's only
So
one
sneaky.
powerful enough, and it's Noni.
And she was busy.
Petting her cat snake.
Snap.
Snat for snaps.
I feel like that's too close to like snap.
Some kind of snap.
It's a snap.
I just keep
It's
thinking
like-
of the little tube fox from Triple X Holic because I like him. It's fuzzy and he's just...
So Kisk, you're moving very quickly. What's your passive
Yes.
perception again?
50.
15. So you are breaking. You round a corner and you can see like across a street, which is kind of absent. There are like people on either side, and they're not like moving. The street itself is like pretty empty, and you see like across that street, you can just make out Baby Brika like just sort of turning around an alley corner.
Brika! Now I will step of the wind.
Okay. You are running very fast now. But you are not as fast as the Selosian street racers.
Oh.
As you are like sprinting, you realize a half a moment too late exactly why there are people standing still on either side of the road, but the road is empty. As you see, the local daredevils coming down the way on their various mounts. The lead two of which are a oversized like ostrich emu, which has a pair of like large goggles on to shield its eyes from the speed that it gets up to, just tearing down the way. And the other one is an almost gecko-like lizard, but it is sort of lizard that runs like when it's going very quickly. It like gets up onto its hind legs and like flails its arms back and forth.
The Jesus lizard?
Yeah. Yeah.
the hit new show. I have seen that lizard. Have you seen this lizard? I have seen that lizard. Hell yeah.
I love it. Fun day.
They are coming very fast. I need to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Alright, don't fuck it up. Kisk. Kisk got an 11.
Oh, Kisk-cha. You are caught under the feet of these large
Oh, no.
animals.
Noni was right. You guys are a menace to society.
Kisk, you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you are knocked about.
Fuck.
You manage to get like back to the other side using your momentum of being trampled to like get back there.
Trampling momentum.
Meanwhile, you get back into the throng as the others arrive, and you see like more like the main body of these racers are like coming along the way. So it's a little impassable right now, or at least like there is risk to crossing this street.
Impassable for me, but Zirin! What? Anyway, you can resolve what everyone else is doing.
Yes.
I just wanted to.
I was gonna ask the party like what y'all were doing, like how you wanted to approach this grand obstacle of
Grand
mine.
obstacle.
Well, I mean, Zirid can just fly over it.
Potentially.
But probably, presumably, would fly up, go, hey, this is cool as shit! And then see that Kisk is, like, struggling to get across to the other side and be like, oh, where's Brika? That way! Oh, and fly in that direction.
Can I release my pet skunk?
Release the
Where are you?
skunk.
Yeah, where are you throwing this skunk?
Into the crowd of people in front of me, so they'll just clear the path, so I can just walk out.
Yeah, what's the effect of the skunk?
Kobold releases a skunk into an unoccupied space within 5 feet of it. The skunk has a walking speed of 20 feet, an AC of 10, and 1 hit points and no effective attacks. It rolls initiative and on its turn uses its action to spray musk at a random creature within 5 feet of it. The target must make a DC 9 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target retches and can't take actions for 1 minute.
All right, so here's my question: where exactly?
Go ahead.
Where are you throwing this skunk?
So, like, I'm walking up, like, there's, like, the 2 crowds of people, like, blocking the way through to the street, right? Or am I misunderstanding?
What do they have to save?
DC 9. Not hard. I'm just trying to spook him with the skunk more than anything.
So, here's what happens. The as everyone's sort of like taking the situation, Physic just kind of like opens like this like little like wooden cage he has like hooked to his backpack, pulls out a skunk by the tail and just says, "Get him!" And the skunk kind of just lands like on its back in the middle of these people and just starts spraying. That's what skunks do. And people just start like freaking out. Some people start throwing up. Some start like running. One runs into the road. And one of the racers has to try and swerve, and then they start getting tangled with other racers, and it becomes this big ol' like these large animals are starting to like crash into the crowds of people. And as this is happening, one of them sort of just like sort of bucks off its rider and turns and starts coming directly towards all of y'all. It is a desert ibex, which is like a large goat-like creature that has these huge horns, and it is currently barreling down at 3 of you since Zirid is currently in the air.
Dex saves?
Yeah.
And I got a 17.
And then you add 4 to that, so you got
Okay.
a 21.
Thank you.
I got a dirty 20. I had a 15 plus 5.
Natural 1!
Oh, Kisk.
I'm doing it!
It is not Kisk's day.
I sprained my ankle when the emu trampled me.
Bad day.
So the 2 of you who saved, each of you are going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as the ibex's horns just like clip you and send you like skittering off to one side as it just like bucks its way down. Kisk, you sort of look at it and you go like, wait, I can do this. I can redirect its and then you just get like knocked away.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Hello, friends. Thank you so much for coming to this special New Year's episode of Masks and Martyrs. This is your producer, Diana, and of course we have housekeeping and plugs to take care of. So first off, if you're enjoying the show, do us a favor this week and share us with a friend. We want to get the new year started off right and get some more listeners in here, so if you can share this podcast or your favorite episode with a friend, we would really, really appreciate it. Also, we have an Etsy shop now. The shop URL is etsy.com/shop/masksandmartyrs. And if you buy anything, definitely take a picture and show us on Twitter with the hashtag masksandmartyrs. If you like this, you'll probably be interested in the other great shows on the Nerdification Media Network. We have a new show called Daemonic going up in the next month. We have a new It Could Have Been Great this month on the 15th. And I believe the season finale for the Write Anything podcast is coming up shortly here. So check us out at nerdification.media to find out more. Now let's talk about some of our partners this week. This week, we are partnered with the Collodium Bundle and Lovely Lady Life. Dungeons & Dragons might be the world's most popular role-playing game, but if you would like to try something different for the new year, as well as support some fantastic indie creators, please go out and buy the Collodium 2 Small Press Games Bundle. With tiers starting at $10, you can get up to 20 games from 19 publishers at up to a 73% discount. Games like the Pony Finder campaign setting for Pathfinder and D&D 5e, where you make horsey characters and adventures. Or It Is Forbidden from Tin Star Games, where you build up cultures from scratch by focusing on how they clash with one another. The ritual game, Detritus by Blake M. Stone, where you tidy a space and build a narrative. Or the 2-player introspective story game, A Loud Noise in a Quiet Place by Marcus Shepard, where you explore temporary hearing loss and its effect on people. Before the end of January, please check out the bundle at bit.ly/collodium2 and support indie developers in the RPG industry. And no worries, folks, that link will also be in the description and on our Twitter. We are also supported in part this week by Lovely Lady Life. Lauren Alexa is an artist and arch patron on the Masks and Martyrs Patreon, whose mission it is to encourage everybody to be creative. If her 2019 could be described as any Masks and Martyrs character, it would be Mr. Slithers, a forceful molting on the battlefield that illuminates every bad choice one has ever made, along with the determination to move forward as a more brilliant and beautiful Naga in the future. Anyway, she's got a website that she should probably have Diana's voice read out loud before this plug is over, and that's www.lovelylady.life. Lauren is a fantastic creator and one of the most creative people I know, so definitely go check her out. And she was our special guest on this episode. Last but not least are our music credits. Our intro music is Threads of Fate by Thomas Hart and Diana Paparosi. Our mid-roll this week is A Quizzical Kobold, Brika by Diana Paparosi. And our ending theme is Merry Meet Meg by Hopper and the Books on Tape. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and we'll see you with The Masquerade in the new year.
The whole scene is kind of just evolving into chaos. I imagine Azira just kind of like sighs and just starts flying over all of just like the skunk-induced nonsense.
Back at the just explosion of people, and then just like, well, lucky I'm not down there.
Sucks to be you, motherfuckers!
This is why you
With
don't
my
bring up
last
physics.
breath, I say, fuck you, Uncle Physic. Zero's fine.
So do you know it's my fault?
We are
Say that. This is just what I want.
You didn't see anything.
I hate every Cha pet.
There are many more where that one came
No!
Zila, child, come close. Don't let the world forget me.
Okay, you jewel of the Sadon Desert. Okay.
Burn my journals.
They are in a cache. Oh, and if you could, I would appreciate if you would blow it up. If you could almost blast this cache, if you would.
My characters have one thing in common. They all have a cache, and they all need it blasted.
Only one thing in common.
Only one. They have nothing else in common. Anyway.
So Zerid is flying away and calling out for Baby Brika if she wants to listen. Probably.
I like to think that they're doing like a call and response game, but he still can't find
Roll
her.
me a
Baby Brika.
roll me a perception check.
Brika, I'll get you a cookie. The kids like I used to like cookies.
That's an 18.
Perception, I think you have a +3. So 21.
Oh, hey.
All right. So, Zirid, you're like looking over and looking around, and it takes you a minute, and then you can just barely see her. That she is moving through one of the many Celosia is divided into different neighborhoods, and each neighborhood has a marketplace, and it seems as though Baby Brika is currently crawling into the marketplace.
Because she wants to go shopping.
Girls always be shopping. Okay, so
Zira, what did I say about casual sexism?
You don't control me.
I'm so cool!
You
With
tell
my
him, Siri.
So
wings!
fucking cool. You have no idea. I'm so fucking cool right now. So he flies after Baby Brika into the market.
Alright, do you tell everyone else where you're going?
Presumably we can see roughly where you're flying to, because you're flying. And you're our last hope.
Yeah, I think just a very casual, over-the-shoulder, the market!
Love it.
You got it.
Physic's just gonna walk past all the chaos and destruction that he caused, like the grandma and Mulan crossing the street.
It just like every now and then, like, stepping a little gingerly from where the ibex horn just, like, crushed your fucking, like, okay, just got to walk, ooh, okay, just gonna keep going, ooh, ah. He's an old man, he has seen many things!
It's just me walking with my knee, like normal.
And the other, Zila and, Kisk, what are y'all doing?
Yep, I'm going to the market. I have to find Brika.
Zila,
I have 8 HP left,
Oh,
so
no.
we're good. We're fine.
Zila will offer, I guess, a shoulder to help carry
Thank
Keith.
you, Zila.
I guess.
You are always my favorite sister.
Well, that is obvious.
And as we approach the marketplace, are there any stalls like selling potions or anything?
There are stalls that have, there are stalls that have potions there, yeah.
Yeah. If I can, as I pass one, I'd like to try and steal one for
Roll
my
me a sleight of hand.
family member. It's okay. It's a 15.
15?
Working man's 15.
Let's see how this shopkeep does. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Natural 20.
Physic, you're kind of just like, you've been a con a long time. You're kind of just like, looking one way. Your body language is directing you another way. Your hand is moving a third way, and then your last hand, your free hand, just happens to brush up against something. Happens to your claw sort of just like clinks ever so slightly against glass, and you feel a large hand just wrap around your entire arm as a minotaur looks over at you from his shop.
Excuse me, did I say you could touch me?
Did I say
Son
you
of
could
a
take
bitch.
my wares?
Uncle
taking
Physic,
anything?
what did you get
got it
into?
clutched in that claw of yours, little man.
Excuse me, it's a busy market. I bump into your stall.
Bumped in. Oh, right. Well, we'll see exactly what the Celosia Guard has to say about that.
Can I intervene here?
Yeah, you like, Physic got there a little earlier, and so you can sort of see, like, this beginning to happen.
Yeah. Hold on. Uncle Physic, what did you do?
I did nothing. This man accuses me of stealing. He cuts my arm and the
Uncle Physic,
What?
what is in your hand?
Nothing. My claw caught on the edge of a bottle. It made a noise, and now he is mad at me.
Yes. Your claw caught on the edge of the bottle, and then your whole hand happened to catch on to the edge of the bottle.
How much?
For the potion?
Yeah, for whatever it was.
17 silver.
Okay. I'm just... Do I have... I mean, I made my background. I don't know how much money I have.
I did not make any
But-
money in my background, so I don't know.
Roll me a 2. No, roll me 4d4. That's like
44.
yeah. That's like pretty standard, like kind of broke people money.
Oh.
This is a working class family. You think they just have 17 silver to throw around? Huh?
I have 10 silver pieces. And we don't even have to take the potion. Put the potion back. It's 10 silver pieces. Forget all about this.
Nothing wrong. False accusations.
The Minotaur holds out a hand to take the money.
Yeah, she gives it to him.
Alright.
How much money do I have, Andrew?
Roll 4d4.
So I have 13. So can I pay him the rest of the remaining 17 and take the potion?
He as you kind of make that offer, he just says, "For you, it's a little extra."
I just give him the rest of my money.
He counts it out, makes sure it's not counterfeit, and then he squeezes your hand very hard.
Ugh.
Take 1 point of damage, because he is a minotaur.
That's fair.
Thank you, sir, for your patience.
He says, "Be glad you have someone watching over you." And then he releases your hand, which is, a little, cracky right now.
I'm gonna bap you upside the snout.
And I'm gonna hand you I'm just not gonna say anything and just hand you the healing potion.
I'm gonna shotgun it.
So this was not necessarily a healing potion, I want to specify.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it was.
This is a place with potions, and it is a marketplace, an open-air market. So let's see what it was.
I fucking
Oh
tried.
boy.
Potion, random, table.
Hell yeah. In the meantime, I'm gonna bap you upside the head.
We don't have time for this kind of nonsense right now. We are trying to find the baby. Now let's go.
For the money, I am telling Isk.
That was my money. I've been saving it.
100, D100.
Oh no, that's a lot.
Or a lot of potions.
Yeah, you gotta see what happens. D100. Let's see what happens.
Anyway, Zila, don't worry. I will replace any money that Uncle Fizik took. The rest of it was mine.
Okay.
Roll. Okay.
So yeah, the fuck is this?
Alright.
What did I do to my family member?
What did I do? What did I do? So, this is... you regain... roll 2d4. You regain 2d4 plus 4 hit points.
Nice.
Okay.
And you gain a randomly chosen condition for 1d4 hours.
Alright.
It's either poisoned, blinded, or deafened.
Oh no!
And you are deafened.
No!
Oh god.
What? Fuck. I see your mouth is moving, but no. Son of a bitch!
I'm gonna break this bottle on your head.
I deserve it. How
With
much
my
damage do I take?
We'll say 1 slashing damage.
Okay.
So what was the effect again?
I'm deaf.
Oh,
Is-
I read all your journals.
What?
Nothing.
You do. This is why.
Kisk is better on the page than in person.
And
This
just
is why I like you, Zila. This is why you're my favorite.
What?
apparently Zila's everyone's favorite. But no one is Zila's favorite. So while all this is happening, Zirid, I imagine you're just sort of doing reconnaissance over the marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What's your angle here?
I think it's too crowded.
Mm-hmm. It's always
to
too crowded.
be
in
on
this city.
foot. It's daggone city. So I think he's just flying just a little bit above the stalls,
Mhm.
and just keeping an eye out for Brika, and occasionally, Brika, I know you're over here somewhere. I will buy you a candy.
You are a baby. Do you
yeah.
speak this language?
Listen, I'm sure she knows some.
She knows
words.
candy. She knows noni. She knows ba.
Brika, candy. Yeah.
Okay.
She's like calling a dog. Brika. Come here, Brika. Where's my favorite Brika?
Also, Andrew, how long am I deaf for again?
2 hours.
2 hours? Okay, cool. The rest of the session.
Yeah.
Chill.
Okay. Zurid, as you're sort of flapping around, trying to keep on the updrafts, as you're going, you hear an authoritative voice say, "Zirid-cha, what did I say about flying in the marketplace?" And you see standing over there is a local constable of the Solosium Guard. His name is, where did I put it?
Johnny Gardner.
No, that is not his name, and I will never let that be his name.
Shmo? Shmo?
His name is Walid Al-Masud. Walid just sort of gestures. He says, "Zirid, what did I say?"
I know, officer. Listen, it's a special occasion. Not a special occasion. It's a bad time. I'm looking for my little
Niece.
My niece. Oh my god, she's my niece. I'm an uncle.
Yes, you really sold me on that one. I could tell. Oh yes, you totally have a niece.
God. Sorry, no, it's a Brika. My niece Brika. She came into the market. I'm looking for her. I have to see her from up here. I can't look.
Roll
Down
me
there.
a persuasion check.
What, are you telling me that he has not met Brika? She's the light of Selosia's
Right.
heart.
Listen.
I don't know about that.
Salosia is a den of crime and villainy. It is only men like Walid al-Masud who are the ones standing in the way between a peaceful society and absolute lawlessness.
But are you saying he hasn't met Brika?
I am saying Walid
Because
al-Masud is not with many men.
Okay, that's a 17.
Alright. He kind of like looks at you. He sort of like gestures for you to come a little closer. He says, just do not, if you're going to fly around, stay close to the ground, so no one thinks you are trying to scope them out for one of your little escapades. Do not give me that. I am being very lenient right now. Zircha, Zircha.
So help me.
Stop saying my name. Gosh, you're calling me out in front of everybody. It's so good.
Zirit, no one is even paying attention to you right now, Zircha. Look around.
He needs a strong father figure.
Don't we all?
Listen, obviously I'm not scoping anything out. I'm looking for Brika. Brika!
Roll me a perception.
Brika, come home!
Roll me a perception check. Okay. Alright. You are currently not seeing Brika right now. Back at the ranch, as in the rest of y'all. You are currently moving through the marketplace. What's your plans?
Well, I'm not calling for Brika anymore.
Can we see Zirid still?
Yeah. I think there at least like you know roughly where Zirid is.
I guess we're going that way.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Zilla.
Keep my hands to myself.
I'm gonna dash that way because I have lost one of my senses, so I am going to try to rely on sight and speed for this because,
Okay.
Gotta find Brika. Now that all of the sound is gone of the marketplace, I will not be
You
distracted
can
by it. I'm really trying to spin this one.
Focus all of my senses into solely visual.
Using my monk discipline.
Ah! I see everything!
So yeah, I'm gonna, run and try to catch up with Zirid.
Okay. So around the time when like Zirid, you finish sort of like looking around as the others show up and you all sort of like are reconvening.
Is the cop still here?
Constable Walid is still there, yes.
Walid!
Constable Walid, he didn't do anything. He's looking for our niece, Brika.
See? I told you.
Everybody getting into trouble. What did you say, Zirid? I can't hear shit right now. Uncle Physic fucked up my ears.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, seeing as you are all very, there seems to be enough of you. I'm going to get back to my route, alright?
If you see
Okay.
Brika, please let
Again,
us
I
know.
don't know who
Wait,
Brika
what did you
is.
say?
I do not know what Brika is.
Brika is little red kobold.
Okay, but there's a lot of little red kobolds. A lot of them are
But
little to me,
we-
especially.
Really teeny tiny. She's a little baby.
Okay, yeah, if I see little baby kobold, I will let you know.
Zirid, did he say he was going to help? Just nod yes or no. I can't hear.
It gives a thumbs up.
Okay, great. Which way did she go?
He just kind of gestures around at the marketplace.
We've lost her in the shops.
Everybody roll me a perception check real quick. We'll see if you're able to locate
that's
the
so mean. I rolled a 19, then it rolled onto a 9.
I'll do it.
Do I get disadvantage because of my hearing loss?
This is a visual check, so I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that was 9 plus 2 is 11. Yes, okay, I can do math. Yes.
I also got an 11.
6.
I got a 17.
Ooh. 17, Zerid. Bird's eye view.
Alright. So, let me roll for Brika. Oh.
Roll for Brika.
He got a natural 19.
Jeez.
Of course you did.
Julia's cat flew her head back.
As you all like start looking around, you begin to realize like you're in the middle of a large place filled with people. Any of whom could have seen Brika, but also like there's a very good chance none of them saw Brika. And just as panic begins to set in, you hear a voice that says, "You're looking for the little one, right?"
I don't hear shit.
Well, the rest of you hear shit, and you see a kobold standing over there, very nondescript, almost like the idea of a kobold. Like if you just said to an artist like, "Make me a kobold," and the same way that it was like, "Make me a minotaur." It's like this is the kobold, and it just kind of like looks over at you, and he says, "The little one, right?
Yes,
The red
have you seen
scales."
her? Yes, very
Yes,
small.
Baby Brika.
Yeah, I think she's up there. And he points, and you see, you're pretty close to the harbor right now. And currently, as mentioned earlier, there is a great effort to build a grand archway over said harbor. Not for any practical
Oh,
purpose.
That.
Just as almost as a vanity project. And currently, it has had another setback just this day, as large chunks of masonry fell down into the inlet itself. And you see, climbing up what's supposed to be a closed-off section of this arch, a little baby kobold climbing up it.
Zid, do your flying thing.
What is everybody looking at?
Physics gonna grab her head and point up.
Ah! Zed, do your flying thing!
I'm going! He starts flying towards the archway.
Alright, yeah.
People die on that archway. 3 today.
And you, why didn't you stop her? To the guy.
Oh, he's gone.
Huh? He's gone?
Yeah.
You know. Just like a guy, you know?
You know.
I am going to also dash that way. How far is it, would you say, in like feet, if you had to...
It's like probably like 1,000 feet. Like it's pretty far. So it's gonna take a minute to get over there.
Yeah, I'm
How
gonna...
did she get over there so
I
fast?
don't
Brika.
know. Brika's pretty quick.
I'll burn another step of the wind to try to get there a little bit faster.
Sure.
Actually, I'll burn both of them because this is now a life or death
How
situation.
tall is this arch, Andrew?
Oh, it's pretty big. It's like a few hundred feet in the air as it arches up.
Okay, got it.
It's a sort of arch that says like, "We have arrived. Take us seriously."
Yeah. So I'm basically double dashing, so that gives me 160 feet, Andrew,
Yeah.
every 6 seconds.
Yeah. For now, step of the wind only works for one like movement.
Yeah, I'm gonna use 2 in a row.
Okay, so you're just burning it all. Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
because this is now life or death because 3 people died on that archway today.
Well, not
So-
really that under the archway, but who's keeping track?
East.
Isk is keeping track. That is part of his job. He makes sure he catalogs any
Yep.
fatalities, accidents, that sort of thing. So the rest of y'all, what are you doing? I know Zira is flying over. Kisk is running. What are the other two doing?
Zila's also running probably as fast as possible, but still trying to look cool, but genuinely concerned.
Sure.
You know what?
Sure.
You've lit a fire under Physics' ass. He'll move tail to get over there.
All right. So as you all are running, Zira, you get there first, and as you're approaching, you notice that like with the, this is a very large structure, and from where like it starts to break is like around where Brika is. It's not like necessarily like the smooth structure it's supposed to be. Instead, there's like pieces that are missing, little like hidey holes and like corners to be around. And as you try and get close, Brika just like crawls behind one of the corners.
Oh, God.
Brika! Brika, stay right there. I'm coming to get you. Hold on.
All right. Around the time you get there, everybody else is getting to like the base of here. But as you turn the corner, you see 2 things. You see baby Brika right there, This is to Zirin, by the way, like up there on the actual arch. You see Baby Brika. You see a small barrel, which some kind of like gelatinous like substance like oozing out of the sides of it.
Ew.
And you see standing there is a man sort of dressed in what can only be described as saboteurs garments. And he says,
Brika was finding the criminal!
and he says, who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck am I? Who the fuck are you?
Don't curse in front of the baby.
I asked first!
Listen, but I don't know what you're up to. I'm here for the kid.
He kind of like squints his eyes a bit, tries to like get a read on the situation, and he's like, well, bad luck, buddy. And he pulls out a hand crossbow. Roll for initiative!
Is it just the two of them?
No, everybody's gonna roll for initiative here.
Okay, cool. So I got a 6. Kisk is having a bad day.
I got a 10.
So sorry.
Kiski's having a bad day. Everything bad is happening to
Zero,
Kisk.
what'd you get?
9 plus 4.
And then Lauren, what did Zilla get?
A 23.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And you have a
Zilla.
crossbow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Zilla.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, so Zilla, you go first. You look up, you see something bad is happening. It looks like, you can't quite make it out from your angle, but it looks like Zirin is talking to someone and like, sort of like, you know, hands up, don't shoot kind of a moment.
Oh, so I can't actually see that saboteur right now. Is that correct?
Correct.
Ooh.
But could she use her movement to maneuver to a better angle?
You could try, so
Like
like,
try to get a look at who Zirin's talking to.
I don't say, like, it's not as though the saboteur is, and, like, everything is, like, hundreds of feet in the air. Like, they're maybe, like, 40 feet up, because, like, again, this is meant to be a large, continuous, like, arch over a bay, over an inlet, and it's just, like, it keeps breaking, because it's hard to make a large, freestanding structure like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you could feasibly start climbing it as well. It just depends on, like, how you want to approach it.
Ideally, I'd like to try and shoot at him with my crossbow, either as a means to, like, distract him from hitting Zirid, or to even try and, like, hit it, if it's possible to even arc it like that.
So just kind of, like, fire a bolt up there.
Correct.
Yeah, sure. So you can do that as, like, your action, and then you can still have your movement. I don't think you can actually get, like, a clean shot at him from here, but you can, like, sort of shoot up in the general vicinity.
Yeah, then I'd like to do that.
Sure. Make me an attack roll.
So, 14 plus 6 is a 20.
Hey.
Alright, so you fire off a crossbow bolt, and it, like, it sort of, like, glances off of the masonry. It does not hit him, but, like, it is a sort of a putting him on notice, like, there are others around here. And Zirid, you've been shot at enough by Zila's crossbow to, like, know what they look like.
I like to think she makes all of her bolts like out of old furniture.
Old furniture and whatever
used
seabird
furniture.
she can, like, catch and pluck.
And currently in use furniture, there are things missing rungs.
Yeah.
Of course. So, what do you want to do for your movement? Currently you're at, like, the base of this. It is roughly 40 feet of movement, like, up this arch.
Oh.
To where Zirid is, along with Brika, you assume.
So, again, we're facing the arch. So if Zila wanted to, like, start climbing the arch, but on, like, the back end, as opposed to, like, on the very front end, would that be possible?
Yeah, that's possible. So
Like
sort
go
of like,
around the other side.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's what the plan is. So start, like, you know, get on it, and then, like, shimmy around to the back of it, and then start climbing.
Alright, so you're gonna do that. Okay, next up is, the baddie with a 15. He is going to fire his hand crossbow. That is going to be a 14 versus AC. Twang.
Oh boy.
I am assuming that we're shooting at Zirid here.
Yeah, it's Zirid. Listen, he's a bad guy, but he's not just gonna, like, shoot a baby.
Shoot the baby.
Shoot the baby! I'm sorry, that was what, Andrew?
14. It's a you're
Yeah, so it does not hit.
So he goes to fire, and as he does, the, like that skittering bolt, or that bolt from Zila, like, shoots up, glances off the masonry. He just goes, "What the fuck?" and just shoots, like, a little wide as you, like, sort of just, like, dart out of the way with a gust of your wings.
Ha!
Alright. He's like a little off put, like, oh, are there others around here as well? So he is going to position himself, like, between himself and the and the barrel. Next up is Zird himself.
Real quick. So since we're actually using Inquisitor this time, Inquisitive, we have Insightful Fighting, so you could technically use a bonus action here to get your sneak attack. Mm-hmm. But I had a question, Andrew. Does Brika count as an ally? No, Brika does not count as an ally. Brika
first of all, Brika is being uncooperative.
She can travel 1,000 feet in a minute, and you're...
First of all, Brika is being remarkably uncooperative. And secondly, as much fun as it would be, Brika is currently not a threat since she is a baby.
No, she is a baby. Anyway.
Since she is baby!
And call your attention to, if you would like to try to do this bonus action thingy to get some sneak attack damage, you can do that as an Inquisitive Rogue, even if you don't have an ally.
Sure. I guess I can do that. And, so Zird's gonna draw a dagger, and, okay, how do I do this?
So as a bonus action, you make a Wisdom Insight check.
Okay.
And then, Andrew, you make a Charisma Deception check.
That's...
Yes, let us see how charisma... Oh, he got the 3.
They're gonna fight!
So, it's a moment of he fires off a crossbow bolt. Zirid stares at him. He stares back. A great battle of wits matches for just a moment. Who will emerge the victor? And then just sort of it's like a real, intense anime, zoom in on the eye.
So 16 plus 6, so 22 to hit.
And then Zirid just hits him in the head. That'll.
So it's 1d4 plus 2d6 plus 4. Here's a d4 for you, babe.
Thank you.
Gotta love it.
The d4 always feels so unnecessary. 6.
Yeah, d4 is weird because it's it's a d6 but worse.
Yeah, it's 14 damage.
Whoa, jeez.
From this fucking baby.
You just throw a knife, boom, buries itself in his shoulder. It goes, ah.
Yeah, now you know not to mess with Zero-cha.
Why would you say your name?
I was about to say, what a choice.
Because he's a fucking moron.
We are not the most intelligent family.
Zirid, anything?
Hey, there's plenty of smart chas. We're just not playing.
We're not any of them.
I think only Zirid is canonically kind of a dummy.
I didn't have to be dumb. Nobody said I had to be dumb. And I think it's very brave of me to be dumb anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think Kisk is dumb. I think she's just, perhaps overwhelmed.
That's very charitable of you, babe.
Zilla's not dumb. She's just 11.
I can rock with
She's
that.
11.
I can rock with that. Yeah. So, anything else you do on your turn, Zirid?
Could you use your movement to
can
get closer to Brika?
Can I get Brika? Can I fly over to grab Brika?
Yeah, I mean you can get over to get closer to Brika. You can't quite grab Brika yet.
Okay.
So it would put you within melee range, just as a heads up.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
all right. Nice.
Acceptable risk.
Sure. You do that. Next up is Physic Cha.
Okay. Is Zirid within 5 feet of the bad guy?
You cannot see either of them now, as Zirid has gotten closer. Now they're both, sort of tucked away behind this arch, based on where you are.
Okay, can I move 30 feet to try to get them in my sights?
You could climb up so you can climb up 30 feet. You can maneuver yourself to try and be, on the underside of it. Mm-hmm. You would have to pass a check to not then fall. But you can try.
Okay, why not? Let's try. So I don't think I'll be able to make an attack this round.
Roll me. This would be for hanging upside down. Roll me a strength saving throw.
Strength?
Yeah, since you're trying to hold yourself upside down, your mass and all of your little gizmos and gadgets and animals.
You're right. Well, it was a 10, but I have a -2.
Oh no!
Dexterity is my thing.
Climbs up 2 feet and then slides down.
Well,
not into your stupid uncle.
So not quite, because this is, after all, and this is the underside of an arch, right?
Yeah.
So there's not really anywhere to slide down onto other than
straight down.
Down. The good news is, it is water in the bay.
Oh.
The bad news is, well, I'm not really sure.
Can I roll to swim?
I respect a strong character choice in moments like these, but you do take some falling damage because you are still falling.
Into water?
It's lessened because it's water, but you're still like a small kobold falling down 30 feet. Like when you hit water at a certain speed, it's always gonna hurt. So you're gonna take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
As you fall.
All right, Andrew. Can I flip a coin to see if I actually know how to swim at all?
Yeah.
Okay. I can swim. I can fight.
I like to think it's a moment of Zero like falls, hits water, and it's like no, the water, it's killing me. And then he looks down and he realizes it's kind of shallow. It's like
it's fine. I am fine.
But he actually can swim still.
Shockingly.
Next up, Kisk Cha.
Okay. I have an explorer's pack because the player's handbook said so. So, because Kisk's dear brother Isk works on these sites, could I use my rope and pins to fashion a harness to start getting up the archway without falling?
So that would take some time. To get up the archway, like, you can climb, like, the top of the archway without too much difficulty. Like, y'all are kobolds, this is, like, a kobold structure.
Okay.
But it's specifically trying to get to, like, the underhang of it. That's the harder part. If you got up the 40 feet to where they were, you could feasibly, like, duck around the corner and try and get around that way. It's just Zirid happens to fly, and that kind of, like, throws a wrench in most of the things that are planned here.
Right. So, basically, I can use my movement then right now to try to get over to where they are, but then they're on the underside of it.
Yeah, so think of it as it's starting to arch a little bit over, but then like it broke, but like part of that rock is like splintered and like cracked, and so there's like little like hidey holes and that kind of thing. In this case, it sort of created like an artificial alcove, if you would.
So, since Kisk has not really heard anything going on, but has seen that there's someone over there that Zirid is fighting, she's going to use her movement, because she can move 40 feet, so she's going to go up the archway. Is this a climbing thing? Because if...
no, I think so far, like, everybody else kind of able to, like, run up, so...
It's just running?
Yeah. Well, it's less funny, more like a scrambling up.
Okay. So I'm going to scramble up there, and then how long would it take to use the Explorer's Pack just to, like, tie off to anything on here to shimmy down to where they are?
So you could take your action, I'd say, to, like, secure a very basic, like, hold.
Yeah.
You're not sure how well it would hold, but...
Okay, but it's something.
Yeah.
I will do that, because all of my ranged attacks are key-based, and I have used all of my keys, so, yeah.
Hell yeah.
So that's what Kisk is doing, and I think just to Zirid, I don't know what's going on, but I'm coming!
I don't know what's going on either. If that's
what?
All right. I love you.
There, I said it. You can't say I didn't say it ever.
What?
Okay, so we're back up to the top of the initiative order. We're back with Zila Cha.
Oh dear.
So you would scramble up. So you're around like 10 feet down. You're 10 feet below Kisk right now.
Mm-hmm.
You still can't quite see, but you could feasibly like try and like sort of hop, skip around, like move up 10 feet and sort of hop, skip around to try and get over there.
And would it be okay for me to say that Zila is obviously allowed to use whatever rope harness I am currently using? Like if she wants to use that at all?
Yeah, you're not going to be stingy with the rope, I figured.
No, like I think she's like gesturing like, hey, I've got some rope. Anyone want rope?
Well, definitely then. Though, yes. So I would like to be able to use the rope. Does that get me all the way up in the same turn and then I'm done? Or how does that work?
You would have to make an acrobatics check
to
see if you can like kind of like using the rope sort of like do a sort of a scale.
Repel around.
Yeah, that's the term. Repel.
Okay.
To where they are. And you do have proficiency on that, so you get a +6 to whatever you roll on a d20.
Okay, so 18 plus 6 is 24.
Yeah.
Whoa!
So you sort of like scramble up, like jump as Kisk is like yelling, "I have a rope if anyone!" and you sort of like leap, grab it, and then do a sort of like a swashbuckler like voom, swing around and like land and get there, kind of a moment.
Heck yeah!
And you sort of land in this little alcove with Zirid, Brika, baby Brika, and this person
who is bleeding
and has a hand crossbow.
Right. And do I get to attack now, or that's my turn?
That would be your turn since you use your action to like spin around and get
Cool,
over there.
okay.
But you do have an action surge because you're a fighter, right?
Yes, and I would actually to use that. So what is the long sword? I would love to hit this mofo with a long sword.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Roll me an attack roll.
11-year-old with a long
I love
sword.
it.
So that's a 5 plus 6. It's an 11, which is my lucky number, but I don't know how that's going to play out here.
All right.
Okay.
So you pull out your longsword and
Oh, hold on. There is something I have to say before you continue that. Pack tactics is in effect because Zirid is here. She had advantage on that roll.
that's true.
Lauren, roll again and use the high roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like if you roll,
So you get to do it again.
Oh.
Sorry, I forgot that we all have pack tactics because we're all kobolds.
Yeah, that's why I was asking about the 5 feet earlier.
So 9 plus 6 is a 15.
okay. Yeah. So 15 does hit.
Woo! Sorry to interrupt you there. I
no,
just
you're good.
was...
So you bring it out and roll damage for me.
6.
So you hack into his thigh as he just like kind of like shouts in pain as he says, "Gods, there are a lot of you, huh?"
Yes, and I am Zila the Keela.
Oh, hell yeah!
Oh, no!
Good one, Zila. That's good. That's good. I like that.
You all know she's not going to like that nickname.
Okay. Next up is the bad guy. The bad guy is looking at the situation, and bad guy is going to drop his hand crossbow, and he is going to pull out a pair of short swords, and he is going to make 2 attacks at probably at the flyer, since flyers are a little more troublesome.
Plus he's older, stabbing an 11-year-old is still a lot, probably.
Yeah, it's still a
That's what
child.
he signed up for.
So he got a 15 on his first attack, and a 21 on his second attack.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna
Yep.
take 11 points of slashing damage.
Oh. Ow.
Zerth doesn't say anything, but if you were looking closer, you would get the impression of like, this is a boy who's never actually been hit with a sword. Realizing the dangers of being hit with a sword.
Swords, they hurt.
So anyway, you have advantage. It's your turn. Unless this guy's not done.
Is he done?
No, that was his action and bonus action. He's kind of just like...
Okay.
Well, babe.
It's dagger this fool.
Dagger this fool.
Advantage and sneak attack.
That's a nat 20, baby.
Yes!
Well, that'll do it.
Wow.
Well, yeah, because double damage.
Oh, yeah. Shoot, Bill.
Alright.
Wreck his whole fucking
12.
shop.
15, 16, 19, plus 4. 23 points of... That's some Brika damage.
That's some Brika damage.
I
It
love
runs
it.
in the family.
And this
fool.
is where she learned!
I mean,
So it's
she
24
learned her rogue
damage.
skills somewhere.
That was 23 points of damage, yeah.
23.
So is this fool dead?
I mean, yeah, that'll do it.
Wow.
You dealt... I think you dealt like 37 damage plus the...
Jesus Christ,
Plus the
Zirid.
damage that... Plus Zila's damage. That was
Do you want to say like a cool, like, don't mess with my cousin, niece kind of thing?
No, I think if this guy falls over, Therod's just gonna be like, "Oh shit, did I kill that guy?"
Oh no! You promised Waleed you'd be good.
Self-defense.
Self-defense. We all saw it.
Brika, come on.
Don't be a narc!
Brika, I just murdered a man for you.
Alright. Well, now that we told Brika not to narc.
It's a lesson she carries to this day.
True. So, as this happens, as most of y'all are like up there, and Physic just kind of like lies down,
Floating on my back.
spread eagle, just like all of his stinky, creepy crawlies in the little cages are just like a little damp and just like hissing at him. He's just like, I know. The sounds of the commotion brought the constabulary over to investigate, including Constable Waleed, who vouched for y'all that you were not, in fact, part of any schemes to blow up the arch. Over the next few days and weeks, no one is quite sure who the man was or even what group he belonged to. But it was clear that someone was trying to commit acts of sabotage throughout the fair city of Celosia. No one was entirely sure why, but after this, the guard doubled their postings along the major construction projects, and accidents, while they were still commonplace, were less frequent, particularly large, showy accidents. Those are things that happened afterwards. Today, as you all return triumphant with baby Brika, you all managed to come back triumphant, despite your relative, I don't see your relative fuck-uppery, but, like, your relative fuck-uppery.
Our bad shakes.
Yeah, but you all managed to return the erstwhile infant back.
The Isk, I told you, nothing to worry about.
Honestly, erstwhile infant is not a bad name for this one shot, but
That's pretty good.
Title drop.
But you all return and find that Noni has baked a very large, hearty dinner. And as you all sit down to eat, Isk returns with the various other members of the union who were helping him look around. They had not expected Brika to be climbing a very dangerous archway as an infant, but what are you going to do? And
she was finding the bad guy.
Right.
It's true. And everyone sits down, as well as a few other familiar faces from the neighborhood. Constable Walid stops in once he's filed some of the paperwork, and he is offered a plate and a seat at the table. And in this moment, sitting around a communal table, passing around spiced lamb and seasoned rice, there is a real sense of family here, of connection that can only truly be experienced when sharing the fruits of your labor, sharing a meal, something that you have put effort into and work into. And as you all, sort of sitting around and taking care of this, the door opens and another kobold enters. She is relatively young as well, around Isk's age, and she has just come out of a very long shift at her particular occupation. She looks around at everyone, and it is Isk's wife, Sinon Cha.
Hey, Sinon, you're not going to believe where we found Brika today.
And she blinks, and she looks around, and she says, "But wait, where is Brika?" And you realize that no one was watching Brika again.
No!
Did we learn nothing?
No, I don't think you did.